women, and a big sign across that says sole proprietors. Today, we came to shout, to scream, and to holler with voices raised, and not giving a damn about who doesn't like it. We have a mental mindset that says we are not objects, nor are we a set of policies, but rather very proud Americans that have come to our state capitol to sound the clarion call for action. It must never happen again. To ensure it, the future of America is in the hands of not only those of us who have passed the 70 mark, but our daughters and our sons. Do we come this fight yet, once again, on behalf of their rights and women who have worked hard and long, contributing to this great country that we call America. As women and those who love us, they get it. That's why this is an audience of very fine men and women and children here today. We ask you, government who want to make these kinds of changes, we ask you to look through new eyes regarding an old age problem of inequities within the healthcare system. You might find a great surprise if you were to read. And you would find that women's health care and reform is left up to women to fortify. Don't you let nobody make your Since the beginning of the women's health movement, to no surprise, the healthcare system hasn't always worked in the best interest of our health, women's health. The healthcare system in its entirety, from the beginning, from the drugs to the docs to the drugs that are dispensed on our behalf, is given way to curative research and the newest innovation. Our bodies, my body is 76 years old. There ain't nothing new about it. There might be new opportunities for research, but my body is the same and you don't own it. Why not look at prevention? But maybe that doesn't make enough money. What about maintenance? What about primary health concerns? When I speak of women's health care concerns, I'm talking about mental health, pre- and postnatal care, child care, issues of hunger, female teenagers, contraception, sex education, perimenopause, and menopause. About the no-insured and the uninsured. Safe schools, neighborhoods, and yes, our families. Women's health care issues are beyond abortion rights alone. Please take notice with your head and your mind. Especially the radio commentators who don't understand the intellect of what women's health care is all about. I maintain that good, meaning comprehensive women's health care, is broader than the mere access to medical services. Let me hear you say stand. Let me hear you say stand. I don't ever want you to sit down again. With great pride and selfless contributions, do we make the commitment today to stand with the strong men and women of the 65th Congress, sorry I got that wrong, to hold strong to the cultural values and norms that has lifted so many people out of the bowels of poverty and the back alleys of America's shame at the political lack of integrity. I was there. I was there, and I let young women know I was there. It was the clothes hangers, lady. You remember that? We were totally victimized by it. But many of us had no choice. Never again. Stand! Stand! It is a moral imperative that we make a new commitment to all of the women who lost their jobs, who suffered cultural shame and work-life discrimination. For those of us who this day enjoy with hope and opportunity a life envisioned by great women before us. Great women like Barbara Roberts and Ella Cass, Norma Powers, and the judges on the benches today. Those women stood up when it mattered. And I ask you today to do what? Say it again. Never let it happen in your life again. This next generation should not have to suffer because women like that stood up for you and me. We must have the courage to speak out against the injustices imposed upon us as women during those years. I want you to do what? Do what? I ask you to join in with a vigorous voice of support, to vow to become involved with a movement that you must never, ever take for granted, the hopes and values of a generation 3 times removed. Our doubts, said James Adams, are traitors and make us lose the good we often might win by fearing to attempt. And I say, do what? We must never fear again. We must do what? For the most part, the United States sets the pace for the rest of the industrialized world. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, healthcare reforms' largest success occurred with the creation of what? Medicare and Medicaid programs circa 1965. And here we are. We sat down for a while, and we need to do what now? What do we need to do? We must never, ever sit down again. We must never slow down the